Happy New Year. This is to anyone, to everyone. I'm not a good speaker and I have a bad cold, but I'll do my best. Now, this recording is going to get me upset pretty much throughout this whole recording. You know, some things I'm going to say that it's going to upset me personally. It's going to get to the core of my issues. So my tone, the sounding of my voice, it's going to sound angry because I am. Just thought I should let you know that, okay, up front. Okay, let's go. Justice for James. This is a cliffhanger. According to this remark to me in 2000, made by a Princess Margaret Hospital administrative staff, open quote, because you wrote to the Queen on Mr. Brown, as long as he heads PHA, you will never get a promotion, close quote. So, do you want to know if this still holds true today, even though Mr. Brown has retired a little over a year ago? My name is James Rodney Grant. For over 17 years, I've been the proudest father on the planet. Nearly 47 years as a decent human being. Nearly 47 years as a natural-born citizen of the Bahamas. The last 30 plus years as a friendly, generous, and an absolute honest person. Nearly 47 years as a verifiable law-abiding citizen. The last 30 plus years as a well-reputed community patron and supporter. Nearly quarter century as a dedicated employee under the Public Hospitals Authority and the Ministry of Health. I always wanted to do something great for my people, always. I'll just give you a brief background. While deployed at PMH, I began preparing for COB, now known as UB, University of the Bahamas, fall of 1997. So in January 1996, I had begun making requests for promotion to assist, excuse me, to assist mostly with the expenses and to be placed on a single working shift to accommodate class schedules. Unfortunately, both of my requests were brushed aside. So when I started COB in fall of 1997 in the biochemistry program, it was a major uphill struggle. When HHB moved to PMH in October 1998 as the new Chief Hospital Administrator, abbreviated CHA, hearing of his great reputation prior to his arrival, I was relieved that he too, coming from small beginnings, would understand my plight and at least listen to what I had to say. But again, my requests were shrugged off. And not having sufficient monies for tuition and my job shifts at odds with my class time, I was unable to complete my college major, Bachelor's of Science. But I never stopped writing HHB for those two requests, even after he repeatedly ignored me and took a 2-week vacation in 2000. We're talking about the year 2000 now. I continued writing through all the administrative ranks at PMH until sadly the Queen of the United Kingdom had to receive my requests. It initially started with CSO, then AO, SAO, AAO, AHO, SAHA, DHA, CHA, the Permanent Secretary, the Minister of Health, through most of the members of the table of precedence for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, the Deputy Prime Minister, the Prime Minister, then the Governor General, then finally Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. I so yearned for a higher education to further my studies in medicine or surgery in oncology, with the aim of later getting into cancer research. And the way that could have happened, or only happened rather, was to receive the assistance and the cooperation from my employer. Days after Buckingham Palace would have received my communication, OAT, the then Governor General, called me via home, informing me that SS, the then Ministry of Health Parliamentary Secretary, would be contacting me the following business day in reference to my two requests. And in the wake of a meeting with HHB along with several PHA personnel, I was transferred to PMH Lab, Collins Avenue, on a fixed 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. shift. But I didn't receive the promotion. So I got the class time, but not the financial means to pay for it. And my matter still remains unresolved this day. January 2019, which started in 1996. God forbid if I should die like Derek Roll and still never understand why I have been writing down trillions of characters on various writing material, committing hundreds of billions of letters A to Z to various writing material, putting billions of words in writing, penning tens of millions of phrases, articulating tens of thousands of oral requests and discourses, dissertating thousands of written communications, leaving very little to nothing to be desired in respect to my lack of promotion since January 1996 at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, approximately 23 years ago last week. Yet my matter still remains unresolved to this date. All I ever wanted was to be fairly and appropriately awarded promotion retroactively for the outstanding service I have provided to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas through the Ministry of Health, Public Hospital Authority. But one man has been preventing this from ever happening right up until his retirement just over a year ago. One man, a man of my own race, not the white man. I repeat, not the white man. A man of my own ethnicity. A man of my own religion, not a godless faith. A man of my own heritage. A man of my own culture, not a lawless society. A man of my own nationality. A man having the same employer as we both have, or had, I should say, for decades. A man the current Minister of Health described during that self-same man's retirement luncheon on Friday, October the 13th, 2017 as, open quote, Herbert Brown is an inspiring figure in our modern healthcare environment. It is not often that a man begins at an entry-level post in a public hospital institution and rises to the very top of that organization to exercise leadership at the highest levels. Close quote. A level at which I also began, but wanted to rise even beyond the very top of the organization. Yes, Herbert Hubert Brown's thwarting of all of my dreams and aspirations for nearly 20 years has left me completely eviscerated, and that which remained is now being desiccated. I have thousands of pages of content that's going to substantiate all of this over the next several months. Let me be very, very, very clear. There's no law, no statute, no act, no bill, no regulation, no rule, no clause, no provision, no policy, no term, no condition, no bylaw, no process, no procedure, no protocol, neither an instruction nor code by any stretch of the imagination contained in any document on any of the 29 islands, 661 keys, and 2,387 islets or rocks of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas that can truly justify why I, James Rodney Grant, Anna Patricia Grant, father, have not been able to receive for nearly quarter of a century promotion, salary increases, allowances, educational assistance, in-service awards, monetary awards, meritorious awards. I received only one, for which I had to beg for. One. In nearly 25 years. One. And I had to beg for that one. Ceremonial awards. Yet no one wants to touch the big elephant in the room, even with a 10-foot pole, while I suffer. Right now I'm presently sleeping in a building where I should have finally vacated several days ago. And now I must leave and may have to return on the streets. I need your help. Please help me so I can begin helping myself and providing for my Anna. My baby really needs me. She really needs my help. Please help me. While the government owes me a lot, one of the ways in which the business community can immediately begin helping me is by remunerating me fairly for their current promotion and advertisement of their products and services in AP Marketing Quarterly. See the link named Best of the Best. I thank them in advance. Boy, I hate corruption. All forms of corruption. And over the next several months, I'll begin exposing a lot of it, whether it's in the valley or on the hill. For instance, a failed judicial system in respect to my lack of access to my honor over past years. Secret documents regarding the lack of my promotion between the Public Hospital Authority and a former Prime Minister that also involved the incumbent Governor General's office. They think they didn't know, I didn't know. I have hard copies, digital copies. You thought I wouldn't have gotten access to those documents. Well, I have them. Documents and diary entries of the various forms of corruption in a certain political party, the danger of the left ideology, and much more. Plenty data I still have to go through. Plenty information already sorted out. But why just me? It's time for all of us as Bahamians to free our country of this evil. Therefore, I'm begging you to continue to release to the public and on social media any kind of corruption that can be proven. Any WTO data that can actually hurt our country, documents corroborating Derek Roll claims, any evidence tampering on the Junction Parade, any acts of child abuse, particularly sexual abuse, all kind. And I mean any and all acts of corruption, all of it. Let's together rid our country of this darkness once and for all, regardless who the culprits are, whether the FNM, the PLP, the DNA, whoever the hell they are. Because if we don't do it, we don't deserve to have this country. I love and respect Ms. Hall, but PHA must be exposed for what they've been doing to me and hundreds of others. And I'm going to need a little thing from them, like yesterday, because I must begin taking care of my baby. I love my country, but I shall be appealing to the world again and again and again, each time presenting more credible and convincing admissible evidence in the court of public opinion, meeting every international legal standard and criteria, letting the chips fall where they may, pointing to whatever it points to. Never, ever, 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 ever stopping until I'm able to give my baby the best life. Now, to PHA, this is for you. Knowing that I've been hurting her for all these years was bad enough, but hearing her actually say it in text language was the final straw. So, do I have an Instagram? Hell yes I do. The other day, you ignored my earnest plea over the airwaves. I mean, after 23 years, you're still turning a blind eye to my issues. But anyway, I'm taking my supplication to the stream. Kinda. It's blurry, but check my link, you'll get to see my face. And over the next several months, I'll be uploading to the internet content that will be substantiating all of my allegations against you, PHA. Information that will also be indicating decades of the different forms of corruption which disgracefully expand even to the Queen's Viceroy of the Bahamas office. Using the truth, the facts, common sense, I have a genuine and desperate attempt to delegitimize you, PHA, and rest assured I can and I will. If you think getting all stressed over the doctors and the nurses has been your most formidable hurdle, wait. Whereas arbitration being no longer an HR sit down, I ain't sitting down in no HR office. No longer. Until I, James Rodney Grant, honest father, a natural born Bahamian, receive my most awaited justice in the form of compensatory and punitive damages that befits my prolonged gross injustice. And I'm going to need that little thing, like yesterday, as well as treated with the respect and dignity in various ways, which I've so deserved starting over 20 years ago from UPHA and Ministry of Health, also having had to appeal to most members of the table of precedence for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas over the nearly 20 years to no avail, commencing this month, January 2019. This month, for the next several months, I'll begin going all out, putting my best foot forward, fighting tooth and nail, taking the bull by the horns, not kicking up a big stink against UPHA, particularly you, for turning a blind eye while I suffer enduring every imaginable pain under the hands of HHB for nearly 20 consecutive years, making it virtually impossible for me to provide for my honor with at least a fairly good life. I can't provide for her. You shall be made one of the top 2019 top stories of the West. You've pushed me to the edge. So right now I got to keep a tunnel vision on doing whatever it takes for my honor to be sitting pretty each and every day. Because you've been sitting pretty. And to purge our country of this scum. Yeah, I said it. This scum. SCUM. That's what I'm here for. That's what I've already started to do. That's what I've already done. Let me tell you something. All that is required for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. Not my quote, but I think it's what Edmund Burke. Like Derek Grohl, my former friend and colleague, never, ever, 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 ever shall I stop seeking redress of my legitimate grievances. If you only know how much you've been hurting me, which in turn hurting my baby. If you only know. Back to everyone. Now please remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. But if you in any way find out at any time from anyone with indisputable facts that and I mean ironclad evidence, that I've been intentionally dishonest, which can easily be verified by the way, please do not, I repeat, please do not help me nor my honor in any way. Moreover, I welcome you to challenge me in open court, in my own country of course, and or to a live debate on any online platform on the credibility of anything I will have uploaded to the internet. Also on the veracity and character of James Rodney Grant. Yes, that's me. For nearly quarter of a century, under the Ministry of Health and the Public Hospital Authority, I've never solicited or been accused of soliciting sexual favors from anyone. Unfortunately, some can't make this claim. I've never stolen or been accused thereof. Unfortunately, many can't make this claim. I've never been accused of misappropriation of funds. Unfortunately, some definitely can't make this claim. I've never had funds or property went missing under my care or been accused thereof. Unfortunately, many can't make this claim. I've never damaged or destroyed any property or been accused thereof. Unfortunately, many can't make this claim. I've never committed or been accused of extortion, shakedown, blackmail, or call it whatever you like, or such like. You get my picture. Unfortunately, some definitely can't make this claim. I've never offered, promised, given, requested, agreed, received, or accepted bribes and or extra benefits, or been accused thereof. Unfortunately, many can't make this claim. I've never refused to do any program, project, assignment, task, activity, etc., provided it's moral, ethical, legal, and authorized. Unfortunately, many cannot make this claim. I've never been consistently AWL, except when I'm very depressed from lack of promotion. Well, over 20 years of lack of promotion in your face will do that to you. Unfortunately, many can't make this claim. I've never lied. Unfortunately, I dare say up to 90% can't make this claim. Ministry of Health, PHA, if you can prove that I have lied and all the time I've worked with you, from my walk into PMH, I walked into St. Luke Chapel at 8:45 a.m. on July the 18th, 1994, to this moment. Ever lied? Bring it. Bring it. Since I began putting stuff out in 2000, that's the year 2000, I've never been put on blast. All been made to give a public apology. All been made to do a retraction. All been successfully sued. And I intend to keep it that way. But if I'm weighed in the balances and somehow found wanting, well, nobody's perfect. I guess you can then take your pound of flesh. I would more than enough deserve it. And if truth be told, if the roles were reversed, I would probably, with a little hesitation of course, do in kind. So I welcome all worthwhile challenges, disputes, queries, criticisms, concerns, questions, comments. Bring them. Or suggestions, or consultation, etc., etc. I'll show you nearly quarter century of my passion for work under Ministry of Health and PHA. That's the Bahamas Ministry of Health and PHA. Let me go way back, okay? From the formation of the first healthcare system in the Bahamas. From the first settlers, that's the Lucayans students, because they've always had a healthy lifestyle. They lived healthy lifestyle, what they eat, how they lived, everything. From the first Spanish medical personnel, from the first French medical personnel, all these people been to the Bahamas. From the first British medical personnel, the African diaspora, herbal bush medicine. Because you know the Africans brought that bush medicine from Africa. Of course, they didn't come voluntarily from Africa, but they brought the bush medicine knowledge with them. The African hospital, the Paul Hospital, renamed to the Providence Asylum, renamed to the New Providence Asylum, renamed to the Bahamas General Hospital, renamed to the New Bahamas General Hospital, renamed to and remain today as Princess Margaret Hospital, the Libre Hospital, or the Leper Hospital, the Victoria Jubilee Infirmary, Doctors Hospital, Silence Rehabilitation Center, Life Key Hospital, and the Rand Memorial Hospital, leaving very little to nothing to be desired. I have rendered to the Ministry of Health, to the Public Hospital Authority, and by extension, the people of the Bahamas. Yet, even the PHA, even the Public Hospitals Authority corporate maid is paid considerably higher than me. Now I respect all maids because my mother had been a maid for most of her working life. God. Anyway, I don't want to. But if I have to begin posting personal, private, and or sensitive information, and I mean powerful content, visual imagery as well, to all social media, networking sites, and apps to corroborate all these claims I'm making, it'll be most unfortunate for certain individuals, and I'm thinking about one person in particular, and groups of people. At least you would know I wasn't bluffing and bullshitting all along. But notice, there are multiple controversial underlying issues on which I can elaborate, but under the right conditions, they can be spoken on explicitly. I'll bring it. If I'm put in the right conditions with my baby, I'll spill all the beans, everything, but not in my current state. I'm proud to be a Bahamian, but if I have to lose my Bahamian citizenship and live overseas and serve another country, not without my baby, of course. Wherever I go, she go. That's a root and Naomi thing. So I can begin injecting truth, facts, and common sense into Bahamas to help save it, then it would have been worth the sacrifice. Yes, losing my Bahamian citizenship, that's a sacrifice. Because I love my country. I can't underscore it any further anymore. I love my country. I love my current country. I love my Bahamian people. I also love my job. I love health. I love my job. I particularly pick health because it's in the health it's in the health field. Want to become a doctor. Ultimately, I wanted to cure cancer. You can laugh at that as much as you want to. That's my goal. From since I was 12, I wanted to kill cancer, every type of cancer. That was my passion. Was my passion. You know, all I ever wanted was for my Bahamas government to give me justice. I just wanted justice, not a favor, not an under the table. I just wanted justice. That's all I wanted, justice. And for the record, I hate libel. I can't stand libel. I detest slander and I loathe dishonesty. I would fight for my kid, walk the way for my child. I'll die for my daughter, but I'll never lie for her. My integrity and moral values transcend even the love I possess for my honor. For this is the true hallmark of James Rodney Grant. Yes, that's me. Now you want to see the fullest extent of one man's hatred towards another? Well, you're going to have to check out the link. And you're going to have to actually read a little. But don't you worry. It's a condensed version from its dossier. Yet it holds many of the answers to your anticipated questions. And by opening up this link, you'll get to see me, not this blurred image you're listening to now. Okay, then how are you going to get there? Well, using a device, preferably a large monitor or a large screen, just simply Google James Rodney Grant. Select one of my social networking sites or apps. All of my contacts are there as well. And by way of your Google account, take a real good look as to why I was never promoted in the 25 years under the Ministry of Health and the Public Hospital Authority. I need your help. Please help me so I can begin helping myself and providing for my daughter. My baby really needs me. She needs help. Please help me. While the government owes me so much, one of the ways in which the business community can immediately begin helping me is by remunerating me fairly for the current promotion and advertisement of their products and services in AP marketing quantity. See the link named Best of the Best. I thank them in advance. I look forward to hearing from you as soon as possible. Living especially on these streets is becoming increasingly more dangerous. Please help me. Please help me. I need your help.